This video, I break down a complete Facebook ads funnel strategy for B2B marketers who are looking to drive leads to their business. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to another episode of Marketing Hustle, where we simplify marketing so that you guys can grow your digital influence and your business. And in this video, I want to take you through a complete Facebook ads funnel strategy for B2B leads. Now, the evidence is that we know it takes at least 5 to 7 digital touch points before a buyer is going to take an action. And if somebody is not aware of your brand, of course, they're not going to purchase from you because they have no trust. And that's what we do with advertising and marketing. We're just creating touch points so that we can create awareness with consumers, drive them down our funnel, and eventually convert them. So I want to take you through this process, but before we get in there, I just want to remind you that the vast majority of the people, approximately 98% of them, that visit your website for the first time, they're not going to convert. So it's very important that throughout this process, we understand it's not just about getting people to your website. It's about building a relationship with this potential buyer so that there's trust, credibility is established, that they understand the value proposition of your brand, of your business, of your service, so that when you do ask for the sale, they're ready to submit a lead or make a purchase or whatever your conversion point is. So I want to take you through a paid social strategy funnel. And we're going to get very tactical in a few slides here. But over here, I just want to paint the overarching picture. As I mentioned before, in order to get somebody through the final stage of your funnel, which is a conversion, we need to first create awareness. So I know this video is titled Facebook ads. Just keep in mind that Facebook also owns Instagram. So the same platform, Ads Manager, that we use to buy ads on Facebook can also be used to buy ads on Instagram. And it's as easy as just checking an extra box to have your ads display on Instagram as well. So these tactics can actually be used on both Facebook and Instagram simultaneously or separately, totally up to you. So the first stage of this funnel, the way it's going to work is this is very dependent on video content that you will need to produce. So the first stage of the funnel, what you need to do is create a video link ad, which is a 12 to 15 second video, almost a sizzle of your business to grab people's attention. Now, unlike an advertisement you might see on TV, that's approximately 30 seconds, the attention span of a user on social media is a lot different because they're in a different state of mind. Think about your own behaviors when you're consuming content on your Instagram or your Facebook feed. A lot of the times, we're doing other things as we're consuming this content as well. So the best in-class practice is to use a 12 to 15 second video for your initial piece of awareness advertising, so that it's low commitment for the user and you can grab their attention as soon as possible. Now, the idea here is that the first video is not what's going to get them to go to your website or get them to convert. Again, you're building this relationship. So what you're now going to do is you're going to create a second video, which is going to push the user to the consideration stage. And what you're going to start to do is you're going to start to give this user information. So right now we're talking about B2B leads. So if you happen to be, let's say, in the event industry, let's say catering in particular, your first video after this initial 12 to 15 second video could be a video talking about, some industry trends, some 2019 industry trends. Now, you don't want to make this video really long. You want it to be between 60 to 90 seconds approximately. And in this video, again, you're just sharing maybe here are the top 3 industry trends. And again, it should be a social friendly video. Keep in mind that most videos are played, I think it's 68% or higher. It might be actually 78% of videos on Facebook and Instagram are played with the sound off. So it's very crucial that it's a mobile first social video in the sense that you have captions on it, that you have quick cuts to get people's attention, to keep people's attention. And you want this video again to be about 60 to 90 seconds. Once again, this video is not intended, the second video is not intended to get the person to buy. It's just building a relationship through content. Now, what you're now going to do is then have a third video. Now, this third video under your consideration part of the funnel is going to be 3 to 5 minutes. Now, this one could be a little bit more in depth. You can talk about some best practices at events. You can talk about some predictions for 2020 and beyond. The whole point here is to continue to drive value to the consumer. And then the next stage is that we are then going to show a carousel ad on Facebook or Instagram or both that starts to show some of the product benefits. And then lastly, you're going to run an ad with some type of offer to get this prospect, this buyer, to submit a lead. So let me give you more of a visual example. In this slide, I have here a video that I created. It's a channel trailer for Marketing Hustle, which is my YouTube weekly marketing series that you are watching right now. And this is a 15-second video that has a lot of quick cuts, and it's basically telling people what the channel is about. So the whole concept is I created this video, I set it up on Facebook, and I ran some ads for it. Now I'm going to set up a secondary video for the people who watched this first video. And then I'm going to set up video number 3, which is for the people who watched video number 2. As you can see, I'm starting to pull these people down in the funnel. So if you watched video number 3, that means you also watched video number 2, and you also watched video number 1. So remember back in the beginning, we said we needed 5 to 7 touch points to get a consumer to take an action. That's what we're working towards. So after they watch video number 3, I show them a carousel ad unit, which has multiple pictures, or it had videos as well. And then this is where I want to actually start educating them on my service to them, because the user now has built some trust, I have their attention, and now my goal is to clearly identify the benefits of my service so that they're willing to consider me as a solution to their business. And then lastly, the users that have been driven to the website, I want to retarget those users with a lead ad, which is an ad on Facebook that automatically collects people's information from their name to their email to the contact number, depending what information they're actually sharing on Facebook. Or we can use a link ad to drive them to your website contact page where they can, submit their information directly to you. And that's the general idea. But now I want to get even deeper, one layer deeper in granularity. So I have here a tactical plan broken down. And on the first column, you see what stage of the funnel we're at. Then on the next column, you would see the Facebook or Instagram campaign objective that you want to build for. Then you're going to see the campaign optimization. Then you're going to see what kind of ad unit, which we already discussed, the purpose of the video, and then the targeting. So I'm going to take you through this. I know it looks like a lot of information, so feel free to pause and take a second to digest. But there's a lot of targeting options on these platforms, so I just want to make sure that you guys know exactly what to do at each stage, because the gold here is in the details. It's not necessarily in the strategy, it's in the execution. So this first video you're going to make, the objective of the Facebook campaign when you're setting up your campaign is video views. However, what you're going to optimize the videos for when you get to the ad set level, which is where you set up all your targeting information, is reach. What that means is that Facebook is going to show this video to as many people as possible that are within your targeting parameters. Now, the goal of this first video, that's 12 to 15 seconds, is you want to build a video retargeting pool. A pool of people who've already seen your first video and have been primed. Now, a great way to approach the targeting here is to take an email list of your current customers. Now, you're going to need at least 100 emails that match on Facebook. So the more emails you have, the better. I would recommend, if you have an email list of like 500 to 1,000, that is actually pretty ideal. So you're going to take this email list, you're going to upload it into Facebook, you're going to create a lookalike audience, which is a modeled audience. So essentially what Facebook is going to do is they're going to say, what are the common characteristics between these people? And then they're going to build an audience based on those characteristics. Now you can go from a 1% to a 10% lookalike. And what that means is that a 1% is based on 1% of the population in the United States or in whatever country you're building this in. 10% is based on a 10% audience size. Now there's some benefits, some pros and cons here. A 1% is going to give you more accuracy and it's going to be closer characteristics. But obviously you only get 1% of the population. So in the United States, you would get approximately 2.3 million people. However, you go to 10%, you get 10 times the size of the audience. However, your characteristics accuracy go down. So I would recommend starting with a lookalike 1%, and then additionally, when you're building your ad set, you can put demographics such as the ages of your buyers, and then you could add additional interests. So if these people tend to, like certain industry publications or whatever other behaviors and interests you can find within the Facebook targeting platform that are relevant, you can layer on top so you can narrow it and get very precise to this audience. So you run this first video, awesome. Now the next video, we're pulling them down into the consideration stage. We want these people to consider us as a solution, as a service provider for them. So you're gonna run this next video. And remember, this video, the point of this video is to build some authority by sharing information to the user. So we talked about doing some, 5 trends for 2019 or 3 upcoming trends. This video is now a little bit longer because now hopefully they remember you and you have their attention. You have them hooked in a little bit better. Now this video you want to optimize for video throughplay, meaning Facebook is going to optimize the video to show it to people most likely to watch it to completion. So you run this video, and what you're going to do is now for the targeting, instead of doing the lookalike targeting, now that you already built up an audience retargeting pool from the people who watch your first video, you can now build an audience off of those people. So you can now create a custom video audience from the people that watched that video till, let's say, 95%. Now you could do it to 25%, you could do it to 50, you could do it to 95, you could do it to completion. I would recommend 95% because it's a very short video. So someone that watched 3 seconds might not be really that different from someone that watched 5 seconds. However, someone that watched almost your entire video, that's a higher level of intent. So that's how you want to set up this next video. Now your third video, you're still in the consideration set of the funnel. This person's still evaluating you and considering you potentially as an option. So you're once again going to run a campaign for video views, optimizing for video throughplay so you can show it to the people most likely to watch the video. However, the distinction here is that this video is going to be 3 to 5 minutes long. So you see how we're going from 12 to 15 seconds, then to 60 to 90 seconds. Now this video is 3 to 5 minutes. As you're building the relationship with your users, with your potential buyers, because you're giving them something of value in exchange, they're willing to give you their attention, as long as the content is good. So this next video could be something about, predictions for 2020, or you can break down some very tactical and strategic advice of how to go about negotiating vendor contracts or other pieces of information that are important to these buyers that they're searching for. And again, this helps you build authority and credibility. You're building thought leadership because you're sharing information, but you're showing that you're an expert. So for the targeting here, what you now want to do is build an audience that watched your previous 60 to 90 second video till at least 50%. Now we're still pulling these people down to the funnel. So the next stage is that at this point you should have a pretty sizable audience depending on your initial audience size and the budget you allocated. And these people have pretty, decent intent at this point. They've watched approximately, 7 to 8 minutes, of your brand. So there's some trust and attention there. So the next thing you want to do is you want to create a campaign with a traffic objective to drive these people to your website, not for link clicks, but for landing page views. The difference is that some people click on a link, get to the website, and leave right away. Landing page views optimizes for people most likely to click on your ad and then actually land on your website to the point that everything loads on the website. So it's just a better quality optimization. Now for this, you want to use a carousel ad, which is an ad unit that you're able to scroll through, and it displays multiple frames. And within those frames, you can have images or videos as well. I would recommend just keep it to images. And the purpose of this is to educate the consumers on your product benefits. So each frame could be a different highlight or selling point to your business. For example, turnkey service, licensed and bonded. Things that are very important to your buyers, this is what you want to highlight now because you're educating them so you can qualify your business. And now for the targeting, kind of like the same thing we just did before, you want to retarget people that watched your most recent video to at least 50%. And that was that 3 to 5 minute video. Moving on to conversion. At this point, you want to run one final campaign. And now this campaign, the purpose is for conversions to drive leads. So if on your website you have a contact page, we can optimize for people most likely to go to that page and submit their information. Now, you want to do either a lead form, which will pull the information natively from Facebook. So somebody will see an ad on their Facebook page. They'll click, sign up or get more information or learn more, and then their information will automatically populate. This might not be a great idea for event professionals or people in the B2B industry, because not everyone on Facebook uses their business email on Facebook. So you might just want to use a link ad and push the people back to your website with some type of offer. What I would recommend is start with a website visitors retargeting for the people that have been on your website in the last 7 days or 14 days or 30 days, depending on the size of the audience. So this, in all, is a very tactical plan that most B2B marketers can apply almost to any business. Again, the example I was giving you was for caterers, but it could be applied to almost any other vertical. And something to keep in mind here is when you're building your budget forecast, studies have shown that the ideal number of impressions, which is when someone sees your advertising, to drive business impact is at least one time every week. So you should plan your budgets to reach at least 50% of your audience size, reaching them at least one time in frequency a week. And keep in mind that it might take these 5 to 7 touch points to actually drive an action that you're desiring, which in this situation is driving a lead on your website. So there you have it. But now I want to share with you guys some next steps of what you can actually do. So remember, grab that email list of your customers and import that into Facebook. Then create a lookalike 1% of this audience. Then create a saved audience using the 1% lookalike audience that you built, and then add some age targeting and also add some additional interests and demographics that you think are relevant to target your core consumer, and then start to create this video content and then build out your campaigns. Look at the data, optimize, and go from there. Now, if you guys think that this is a viable strategy that you can use for your business, but you just do not know how to use Facebook ads, you have 2 options, not 4. 2. Number 1, I have a link that I will link you to of how to create these Facebook campaigns. Option number 2, if you're a business owner or you're working on a marketing team and you have too many things going on, I do offer paid programs and consultations. So if you're interested in somebody building out these strategies for you, you can reach out to me. I will put my website in the description below, and you can contact me through the website, and we can talk about a potential paid program to build out this full funnel strategy for your business to drive leads and overall to drive business impact. Hey you guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Market and Hustle, where we simplify marketing so that you can grow your digital influence and your business. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. Till the next video, peace.